everybody wants a one-on-one or a king of the court during All-Star weekend. But just imagine the king of the court and they're playing like that. I don't think they would try. My answer for that, why don't you just go, yeah, we can add the king of the court, but why don't you go add guys that didn't make it, that got handles, that got one-on-one packages, and like then you have those guys compete that want to, build a brand and showcase themselves.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode. Guys, we got Devin the Lab, aka Devin Kakashi Williams. What a nickname, man, Kakashi.
Yeah, a lot of people know I'm a Naruto fan, so they gave me that. That nickname, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's the guy, man. He was in my top 3 for sure.
Who was your top 3? We're getting right to it early.
So Naruto or Shippuden? Because it changed.
Naruto.
Okay, so OG Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi. Was Itachi in that one? No, he wasn't.
Nope.
Okay, so I don't even know. Maybe I hate to say Naruto because that's so basic, but Rock Lee. I like OG Rock Lee. Yeah. Who was your top 3?
Naruto is my favorite. No. You know what? In Naruto, Rock Lee was my favorite because of his fight versus Gaara.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go. Man, we're really geeking out early.
Dude, I still watch that fight on YouTube.
It's nasty.
Once a year. I'm not even kidding.
Gaara is 3rd. Sasuke is 2nd.
Okay. OG Gaara. I feel like they nerfed him in Shippuden. I feel like he was 100%. So OP.
He was weak. Well, he was in Shippuden.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He was nasty.
Yeah, Naruto, he was unbeatable.
Yeah.
Nuts. That tournament arc in Naruto.
Loved it.
Best.
Loved it. Like I said, like you, I still go back and look at that fight too.
Bro, when I'm bored at home, I watch old anime fights. That gets me riled up.
Come on, bro.
Did you watch Bleach too?
You love Bleach.
Bleach.
And you know what's fun? I missed the end of it. So but I end up watching a new arc.
I didn't see it yet. It's nice.
It's nasty.
Dude, I got to check that out.
It's nasty. You got to watch it.
So I don't read manga, but for that one I did because they stopped the show because of the tsunami.
Just started.
And yeah, I got to watch that.
Just started reading manga.
Yeah?
Yeah, just started because of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
I'm sick of waiting.
Yeah, I heard that's a good show. I haven't started it.
Oh my God.
All the characters are in Fortnite and I see everyone using them.
They're excellent. It's an excellent show. I will not tolerate any slang. You've
been in anime for a minute, your whole life?
I feel like I always tell people I'm the first Black person to ever have watched anime. Of course, it's not true, but it's obviously it started off with what I didn't even know, Pokemon. I didn't even know it was anime when I was watching. It was coming out with Cartoon Network or something.
Yeah, and
obviously that transferred over to Dragon Ball Z. But I hate to tell people this because it's kind of like I'm almost ashamed of it. But I used to watch Sailor Moon.
Wow.
Yeah, like random like stuff like that. I'm 35, so I've had my fair share of anime. Yeah, I've had my fair share.
You got a top 3 all-time animes?
No, it's too hard.
It's too hard to pick.
Because it changes up, because now the anime I feel like is better. Jujutsu has moved all the way up. Naruto, the whole thing. Naruto is good to me, but there's just too many really, really good anime.
Some solid ones. Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, excellent. Brotherhood.
Yeah. I don't like One Piece, to be honest.
I got into it.
It's too long.
It's that's what turned me off to it, and I stopped. I didn't want to watch it, and then quarantine happened, and then I had that time.
I feel that.
So I watched everything.
Damn, you watched all
1,000. I'm caught up,
bro.
Fully. I had all that time. It was quarantine.
So you're just.
I'm just be honest with you. Listen, I can say what I want right here, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't want to get anybody canceled, so I'm not. But I'm gonna be very honest. I was just smoking and drinking during quarantine. That's all I was doing. I had time to play Call of Duty. We were jumping out the plane every day. And I had about 3 hours to watch anime. So you do the math, 20 minutes an episode.
Yeah.
I had a good amount of time.
And you're skipping fillers. So.
Yeah. How long did the quarantine last? A year or two? Whatever.
2 years.
For some people. We were in the house for a minute. And some people were still in there.
Some people are still in quarantine. I still see people wearing masks right now.
Yeah. So, I'm out that phase. But, I was catching up all the good shows. And it was tough. Well, One Piece is just so long. So it's going to take up most of your time. But if you remember during that time, they weren't coming out with a lot of shows because you weren't able to film.
Right.
I even remember, what was it? It was a movie with, what's Thor? The guy that plays Thor.
Oh, I forget his
Extraction or something. And I was like, what the heck is this doing on Netflix? Because it was very well produced. They had a lot of money towards it. So I was catching up all that stuff. I'm big into TV. I'm big into anime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm big into all that stuff. So that's what
feel
kind of led me to editing and doing all that stuff.
It's dope. What do you think of One Punch Man?
One Punch. Oh man, I was gonna wear the shirt. I forgot because I just came from the gym. But we got a license.
Oh yeah.
We got a license to do their clothing.
That's tough, dude.
That and board. So I'm
No
very
way.
Yeah. So we just come up with a whole big collection. I'm an idiot for not bringing that shirt.
Say Thomas the GOAT, bro.
Love it. Aaron, did you see?
No, I didn't see it.
You never watched One Punch?
No, I saw the first season.
Oh no, the trailer came out today for the third season.
Yeah, I need to watch the second and
the second season.
Was the second good?
Yeah, it builds up a different character though.
So it's not about the guy with the.
It is One Punch Man.
Yeah.
I mean, Saitama. But it builds up. The third season is another character, or second season another character like they kind of like low-key focus on also.
Okay.
He's dope. He's nasty.
Nice.
So
dope,
watch season 2. Watch season 2.
Oh yeah. You watch a lot of hoops right now?
I'm big into basketball, man. Sometimes, though, I will say I can't name some of the players off the bench because I'm getting to that age where it's like sad because some of the players are, they're getting older. LeBron is probably gonna play for the 45, but when he retires, it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be different.
It's gonna be weird. Like, who's the next face?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Luka,
maybe. And
Luka's
it's interesting, man, because as I'm looking at the NBA, so like part of what I do is because I wanted to see the basketball world get that much more competitive, and not even to jump too much into this, but I really want to see the Olympics be the best version of basketball that there is.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Tournament of Power?
Tournament of Power?
The Tournament of Power.
No.
Do you watch Dragon Ball Z by any chance?
Yeah, but not the new ones.
Long story short, they have all these different universes coming together, and it's the biggest tournament that you could find, right?
Yeah.
They come from all over, not just Earth, not just their universe, all other universes. So I want to see that with basketball, with Europe having a crazy squad that can compete with the USA and the Philippines, and they're like number 3 in the world, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
because I really value obviously the NBA. But it's just something about people coming from all different sides of the world that interests me. So that's why I go around training everywhere because I want to be a part of building that system in the long run. And you got to think about it too. So like it's kind of happening right now.
Yeah,
I watched Luka when he was like 15.
Damn.
Yeah, and then when I got another chance to see him when I went to the EuroLeague, and I didn't even know it was Luka. But Final Four, I saw him when he was about 17, 18. He may have scored 4 points in 2 games, but everybody was telling him, like, that's the guy. Like, he's going to be really good. Saw him the next year, he's the MVP of the EuroLeague.
Damn.
And so, but you're seeing Luka, who might be the MVP this year. You're seeing Shea, who's from Canada. You're seeing Embiid, who's not from America. Where's he from?
Cameroon.
Jokic, who's from Serbia.
Yeah.
You got who else is there? That's one
Giannis,
Greece.
Yeah.
You got people from all over, and there's like an issue right now, right? So like, are we teaching people the right things here? Because all of the best players are coming from all over, and then on top of that, the people who are playing, you're able to plug in the systems a little bit faster, are not from the USA. So.
Right.
You always wonder where basketball is going, and I keep track of all that stuff. So.
Yes, we might not be the best country anymore.
It's looking like it's trending in that direction, but I want it to get to the point where it goes back and forth, like nobody knows.
Right.
And you saw what happened with the USA.
The third team, right?
Right? And
yeah.
Was it FIBA?
Yeah, FIBA.
Yeah, and so obviously KD and Steph and those guys weren't there, but I want it to be to where they have to play.
Yeah.
And then you still don't know. I see it going in that direction because I believe that basketball is just the culture that it becomes, right? So, like, if it becomes more of a culture thing like how it is in the USA all over, then you're going to start seeing better players.
Yeah.
And I think that they're doing some things in Europe better when I go over there. I'm seeing all the, the EuroLeague. I'm sorry. Real Madrid has the 15U, 16U, I think that their system is a little bit better opposed to what we're doing in the USA, where we're just running kids in the ground with a tournament every weekend.
And now you're seeing them get injured because they're just playing so much.
Everybody's getting injured.
Zion and all those guys.
It's too much. It's too much basketball, and not enough is I like the fact that they did the 65-game rule, but I think that it's going to force everybody to have to be in shape.
Yeah.
And if you're like a person who's in, helping people with movement and being injury free, you should be making a killing right now because people are going to need those people in order to make that 65. I think it's a 60.
Yeah, 65 to get paid, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And you're going to miss out on millions from what I understand. I'm not, all the way educated on all that type of stuff, but I know you miss out on money if you're not an all-star, if you're not an MVP or you're not first team or whatever. So,
yeah, I remember when that happened to Klay, he was pissed.
Right.
He missed out on like a max contract.
Right. And so now it's just like, where is basketball going?
Yeah.
You have so many different leagues in America. You have the NBA. Well, no. Even before that, you have the high school route, the traditional high school that you could take. You can go to a prep school. If you're a senior or whatever, you can go to play for the Ignite.
Yeah.
You can go to college. You can go to – I remember they had the LeVar Ball League.
Oh, yeah. They got the overtime league now.
They have the overtime league. So there's so many different routes that you can decide to go play overseas.
Yeah.
So it's just like, where is all this going? I don't know. I know athletes are getting paid, which I was worried about.
Right.
Because some of the people I know and I've trained, I'm afraid what happens if you have $100,000. No, I'm serious because it's like they're just going to blow it.
Yeah.
Or they're going to do something stupid. And, I just don't know how all that is set up. But I'm just kind of afraid. And then now, at the transfer portal, there's so many kids in the transfer portal. Everybody's all over the place. It's hectic.
Yeah.
Basketball is in a weird state, and it's just where are people going to go? And are people watching college games anymore? Do they wait till March?
I don't watch college anymore.
You see what
to
I'm
be
talking
honest.
about? Because you can't really keep up with a player.
There's so many.
Well, it's not even so much that. They're going to play for North Carolina. Then they're going to this school. Then they're going to that school. Right. So it's like, what are you even, supporting? Is just the colors of the school, or are you supporting a player?
Right.
Opposed to when guys went 2-3 years, or even the one and dones, but they're known for just that school. Yeah. And it's kind of I think it's a trickle down effect from the NBA, right? I feel like that because, and I'm not here to talk about the whole LeBron thing and how he went from this team and went to the other, because lots of teams get traded, but people are watching that when he did the decision.
Right.
People are watching that.
Yeah.
So now I'm seeing like, it really feels like there's no loyalty to that team and vice versa, right? They'll get rid of you just no problem. Like the management, you got guys that have been bouncing around the league their whole life and can't stay with one team. And, you got to feel for the other side of that too. So
yeah, it's become such a business at this point, right? They just see it as like numbers on a paper. What's your stats? If you don't meet this, then we're trading you.
Right. And that's unfortunate, right? Because I value what got me into basketball is Kobe. Now, even before I go over this, Kobe wanted to get out of LA at one point because they weren't making the right moves. That's what videos that I've watched and stuff that I've read. But at the same time, he never left. He was with LA the whole time, right? And so like me, I always valued that loyalty and just sticking with it and becoming known for like, Kobe is LA, right? Jordan is Chicago, even though where'd he go to Wizards?
Wizards?
No,
yeah.
Wizards I don't count that.
That doesn't count. Yeah.
He's Chicago, right? There's a lot. Allen Iverson for a long time, he was Philadelphia. He ended up going to Denver, but he was Philadelphia. You attach these people to these cities, and it just becomes so like that's what I love. I love Magic. He's the Lakers, so.
There is a flip side to that, though, to play devil's advocate, because you saw what happened with Lillard. He spent so many years at the Blazers, and people say that was a waste.
Right. So there is a flip side. Like I said, I can go to the management route, I can go to the player route, but that's just what I've come to know basketball as a kid, not really understanding the business side. Yeah. And I just kind of miss feeling like that feeling of not seeing a guy bounce around, but I miss one of the best matchups I've ever seen was when LeBron and Wade matched up. When, LeBron was with the Cavs and Wade was with the Heat. And they had like 30 in the first half. But I'm big into video games. I'm big into anime, right? So like boss battles.
Yeah.
Like that guy against that guy, not the team ups. That's just what I like. Kobe versus T-Mac. Or versus Vince Carter, or Chris Paul versus CP3. That was a time we didn't even know who was better out of CP3 and Darren Williams and CP3.
Yeah,
there was a time we didn't even know who was better. So I missed those matchups that we used to get. But now it's just like, 3 guys, 3 all-stars versus 2 or,
Yeah, there's no team where it's just one all-star anymore. You need 2 or 3 these days.
I miss it.
I think the skill level's just gotten so good.
There are a lot of really good players. So there's a lot that you got to pour into this because there's just the level of basketball. Everybody's like, oh, just bring back hand checking or do this and do that. It's no simple fix because the strategy has gone up. Why does everybody think that everything in the world can evolve besides basketball? It is absolutely evolved. Have you watched some of those one-on-ones that they were playing during the All-Star, right? They were doing, it was a Julius Erving versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They did a one-on-one. And I'm not sure if they were retired. I think they may have been. Yeah. But they did that matchup. If you look at that matchup, it looked like some of these players nowadays would kill them. I'm serious because they can dribble better nowadays. They can shoot better. And they can pass better. Just straight up. Like me looking at it. I'm an old school guy, right? I think that just as well as Magic Johnson played well, he can adjust to how basketball is played nowadays.
I feel that.
Right? That's what I personally think. But
I could see that with him. Certain players, you just put them in that era.
Right. So
where do you see the game evolving to now? Because right now it's 3 points, right? That's like the big thing.
Why can the games be lower, the point total be lower in the EuroLeague and not that high in the NBA? Or way higher in the NBA. I think that there are certain rules that they're doing in the EuroLeague that allow a lot more defense. Like you can sit in the paint. Yeah. There's no defensive 3 seconds. There's all sorts of things.
Can you hand check in Euro?
Yeah, you can get a lot more physical.
Okay.
I done seen some wild stuff in the EuroLeague, but it's no doubt more physical. But this is a whole conversation because the EuroLeague there's so many different things from the rivalries to everything that make, in my opinion, some parts of it better. But when you go to the NBA, why are they scoring so much more? There are a lot of fouls that they got to get rid of. I mean, when a player drives and throws himself into a defender and then just flails up, and the players are good at drawing those fouls, and they only learn the rules so that they can take advantage of them. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
We do the same thing in business. We learn how certain things work, and we take advantage of how things work out on the outside of basketball. So why wouldn't we do that in basketball, right? So I'm looking and it's just like they're going to have to make some adjustments in order for them to get the product that they want. But at the same time, social media has created a monster because you have so many people out there that think that they know what they're watching, but they don't. And these are what the so-called fans, right? And the fans, as they're commenting on social media because you gave everybody a voice with that, it's really only like 5-10% of the basketball world, but it seems so loud when you look at the comment section because of what the world is, right? It's so easy to, and it's crazy because I can comment and an NBA player will see that, so that plays in the whole psyche of things. And but yeah, you give all these people a voice that don't know anything about basketball, but just want to be heard and seem knowledgeable. And I think it's not helping the game at all.
Yeah, the scoring's so high. The All-Star game was what, like 200?
Oh, that was pissing me off. The All-Star game sucks. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that all the All-Star games that I've watched have been competitive.
Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
But they will play in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Now, when you get to 200 points like it did this year, everybody's just laughing and just throwing up, goofy shots and shooting with the left hand. And I like these players, but it sucked. Why don't you just get rid of it if you're going to do that? What's the point of watching? Which was weird because I was looking at the ratings. There was something that came out the ratings. It was one of the best games ever.
No.
If not, it was I couldn't believe it.
What?
And as I'm looking at how they're playing defense, maybe there's one guy playing defense. That was Kevin Durant. I'm thinking this. Everybody wants a one-on-one or a king of the court during All-Star weekend. But just imagine the king of the court and they're playing like that.
Yeah.
They're just letting each other blow by each other, go for a dunk. Right. It's trash.
They wouldn't try, yeah.
I don't think they would try. My answer for that, why don't you just go, we can add the king of the court, but why don't you go add, some of the guys that didn't make it, that got handles, that got one-on-one packages, and then you have those guys compete that want to, build a brand and showcase themselves. There's a lot of things think about it. The 3-point contest is probably my favorite event. The dunk contest is slowly going down, but the 3-point, I think they're a genius for adding Sabrina and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
But it's fun because you're going off a score and everybody's competing. Everybody wants to win. But the main thing, though, I'm learning is they don't have a chance to get embarrassed. And that's why I think that in the 5-on-5, they don't play that hard because nobody wants to get shown up, cross to the floor. And a big part of that, too, and I don't really, maybe you might disagree, but you know who Kyrie and Brandon Knight. When Kyrie crossed Brandon Knight to the floor, I always had to think back on that because you could see that and Google that so quick. It's a staple. And it didn't happen in an actual game. It happened in All-Star or like a rookie. Like it was All-Star weekend.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so like seeing those guys get crossed up to the floor like that, I don't want to be seen like that when I'm trying to be on a vacation. It's supposed to be my vacation, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be seen like that. But at the same time, where's the competitiveness?
It makes sense. They got to find that middle ground somehow.
Yes, it sucks. But I will say, I think it's genius, the 3-point contest. I do like the dunk contest, but I think it would be cool if they added, I think Venice Beach did a good job with adding, a vert test. So, just seeing how high people could go touch on the glass or, they have this little bell and people run up at Venice Beach and they run up and touch the bell.
Oh, yeah?
It's just cool seeing how high people could jump.
Dude, it's crazy now.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys that could jump really high. So I think that if they add some of those different parts, it could.
Mac McClung, man.
Yeah, Mac McClung. And this is funny because he's not even a guy that wins, that's not even playing in the league actively right now.
I don't agree with that.
Right? So let me ask you a question. Do you think that he should be in the dunk contest or he should not be in it? Because
I think he should be in it, but I think he should be in the league based off his stats.
He's good. Oh, he's really good.
He's always top 5 the past 2 years.
It's probably because of the height. Who knows?
6'2", yeah. It's not tall enough these days.
But he's good, though. Yeah. But I don't know. I think more stars should be in it. And I saw the whole thing with Stephen A., where Stephen A. was talking about, LeBron is to blame for it. But he actually had a point because I watched Kobe in a dunk contest. I watched Vince Carter, T-Mac, Michael Jordan. There's a lot of really good players that will participate. And I always dreamed of LeBron being in the dunk contest ever since I saw him in the McDonald's All-American Powerade Slam Dunk Contest.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember it. He was in it, and I kind of know because people don't want to get booed, people don't want to look like they don't have any creativity. But for some of these guys, man, if you just go up and dunk really hard and jump really high, fans are gonna love it. It's gonna live on forever.
Especially Bron,
right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure somebody give him one dunk that he could do that would send everybody, make everybody really happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. This sucks, though.
I think he's old now. He's missing some dunks now.
But he still got bounced, though. How long can LeBron play? He's amazing.
You think 45?
He's a machine. He's like nothing we've ever seen before. Can he play to 45? Heck yeah, he can. He's still dunking. He's 40?
40, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a good job for what we know of just taking care of his body. We've seen the same thing with Tom Brady. Somebody who could just last and play for a very long time, and then he's smart. I always give him credit for being the smartest player out there.
Absolutely. Do you think a lot of NBA players are getting away with traveling right now?
No, people just know the rules very well. Now, there are people who do travel, but people know the rules very well in terms of what the gather is and different things that you can do, and there's a lot more information about basketball, which I didn't have when YouTube came out when I was in a senior of high school or going to college.
Yeah.
So I didn't have all this access to learning about the game. So people are seeing this stuff and just trying things like, for example, the Euro step. It's called the Euro step. It wasn't made by guys here. So a lot of stuff that people are calling travel here, I was seeing in the Euro League. A lot of things that, a lot of physical play, push-offs, I see more of it in the Euro League. They get away with more stuff there. There are certain things that they call travel there, but and they enforce it. But I see people getting biting their style a lot more nowadays, especially when it comes to the playbook.
Yeah,
I see it a lot. So when it comes to the rules, man, you got a lot of people that don't necessarily understand it. But you also got to think about this. When it comes to traveling and different things of that sort, is it really happening more, or do we have more cameras around? Filming everything, putting everything on social media.
Right.
That's what I think that it is. I think people have been doing the same moves for a long time. Like that Harden step back.
Yeah.
I could show you a lot of people doing this a long time ago. I always get on live and people are like, oh, the gather step is just some new thing. I'm like, well, let's get on live and talk about this. Like, I'm gonna invite you to my live and we'll go and I'll show them footage of people doing exactly what they think Giannis is traveling with, but with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and John Stockton and people they never knew.
Yeah.
Oh, the game has changed. Oh, people just shooting more threes, and the strategy around basketball is a little bit better, and they have a lot more analytics.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you pride yourself on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's certain players that are they throw this term unguardable out there? Do you think that's actually
with
true?
the rules? There's a lot of players that are unguardable. Luka, he is unguardable.
Really?
Sometimes I haven't seen too many people stop him for how he knows how to draw these fouls. One person that they did start policing a little bit better is James Harden, because he was a king of drawing fouls. But like when you look back at him, it's like, oh, yeah, it kind of is a foul because people are reaching in and he's swiping up and they're going down. So it's like
CP3 always used to do that too.
Yeah, but he, to me, I love Chris Paul. I try to take everything I could from him, but he be flopping. He be flopping all the time. And there's plenty. If you just go YouTube, CP3 flops.
Yeah.
You can go YouTube. A lot of people. LeBron flops. Luka flops. They're all out there.
You think Kobe ever flopped?
He sold fouls, but I didn't see him doing too much of that. And like I said, I grew up on that. So now when we're seeing all this stuff, Michael Jordan going to the Jordan rules with the Pistons, like when you see that and now you see what it is nowadays, you see how much things have changed.
Yeah.
And it's just weird.
It is, yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like, why are they calling all these soft fouls? And I think that it's taken from it. But here's what a lot of people don't remember. I know the ratings were down in the 90s when everybody was fighting and it was the malice of the palace. So, like, you can't necessarily say that's the fix, more physical play, because when it was at the max and people were getting their heads taken off, the ratings weren't that high. Now, if you go back to the 80s, the rivalries, then you got something like somewhat of a better product because, like I said, Bird, Boston, Magic, Lakers. You had all these rivalries plus the physical play, and guys that were with teams for a long time. Isaiah, Pistons. You know, you had all these guys, right? So, like, now you get all that in one bunch, you get a better product, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I agree. It's easier to market that for sure.
Right.
What do you think of Klay coming off the bench right now?
Ooh, Klay. Accept your role, make things easy. He can't stop shooting these drifting three-pointers from 35 feet, and I think it's really hurting the team. But if he's making basketball simple, which I think CP3 will help him out with that, then he's still a player that could play for 3-5 more years, in my opinion. If I'm his teammate, I'm on edge a lot because I never know how emotional he's going to seem in press conferences.
Yeah.
You know, he's very open book, which makes him pretty cool. But at the same time, when you get him saying, oh, well, how do you feel about coming off the bench? Well, it's hard. And he's like going into great detail. I'm like, uh-oh.
Right.
Like, you know, he's being a little emotional. Because if I'm on the other team, I'm taking advantage of that next time we play against them. And I'm hearing everything he's saying. So I'm like, you know, really trying to force him to take bad shots. But I will say this, though. He's a huge part of the Warriors. And I don't think that he should ever leave because he's a staple. Where you mention Steph, a lot of times you're going to mention the Splash Brothers and you think of Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
And then you think of the chemistry that they had with Draymond. Then you go add Iguodala and then somewhere along the line, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So, like, he's in that conversation. Keep him, figure out a way to play him, and let him stay there until he decides to retire.
Absolutely. Predictions for who wins it this year?
It's too hard, but Denver.
Okay.
Denver is just really good. I thought losing Bruce Brown was going to be kind of weird, but it hasn't. Like, they picked up right where they left off. They're not number one.
Yeah.
But they're up there, and they're really good still. And I think that when it comes to playoff time, they're going to lock in. Because, you know, Jamal Murray, he's an interesting person. Because I always feel like do you remember when was it quarantine? I don't know, but Jamal Murray played Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. That was they were both dropping 40,
That's how
50
you saw
a game.
how good those dudes were, you know? But he doesn't do it in the season all the time.
He coasts.
Right. So if he were to do that all year, they still be number one right now.
Yeah.
And I think when playoff time when playoff hits, I mean, there might be in the best position being in the middle of that pack playing some team like, you know, damn near in the play-in.
The top two in the West are surprising, man. Who would have saw that
Minnesota is
coming?
not
Minnesota
gonna win
and
nothing.
who was number 2? It's some random team.
I got zero faith in Minnesota.
Nah.
Zero faith.
Even though they're the 1 seed, they don't feel like a 1 seed.
I can't. When did they win a playoff series? They may have won, but they haven't won many. I haven't seen them in no conference finals, none of that.
Yeah.
They have a very, very exciting player, Anthony Edwards.
I think they're
young.
young.
Love watching him.
They're too young though for the
They're
playoffs.
too young, but they're not that young. They're not that young. They got Rudy Gobert, who's a vet. They got Cat, who's technically a vet. Anthony Edwards is, younger, but then they got Mike Conley, who's a vet.
They're not young though.
Yeah, I always want to say that too. But when I think about go down the list, I'm like, man, that young. Because it's Minnesota. You just don't see them winning.
Plus the 7-8 seed in the West. I mean, it might be the Lakers, might be the Warriors.
And so, like, I had this thing, if they play the Lakers, they're done. I feel like Minnesota's done if they play the Lakers. And it's weird because you just never know what you're going to get out of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, they made a run last season.
However, if they match up against the Clippers, it's a wrap. The Timberwolves, it's over. The Timberwolves are going to kill the Clippers.
Oh, you think so?
Did you see the last time they played and Anthony Edwards trying to bank threes in?
No, I didn't see
He was like, he banked a 3 and looked at the bench because they had made a bet that he was going to. That's how much they were joking around playing against the Clippers.
Were the Clippers healthy,
They're
though?
too tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just too tall. They're too big for them.
Damn.
And
Clippers
Cat
are
and
good, though, this
Rudy,
year.
you got Kawhi playing the 4. There's not much you can do.
Yeah.
And so I think the NBA is kind of spicy right now in terms of, you got a lot of different situations. You got out there in the East with the Bucks. And it's a lot of heat is on Doc Rivers right now. Is he going to be able to turn it around? They've been winning lately. So, but nobody's talking about it no more.
Yeah. Every time I see Doc in the news, I'm like, is he still going to be a coach next year? Because it's always like him losing.
How does Doc Rivers keep getting a job?
That's what I mean.
I'm not crazy tapped in. I'm fairly tapped in with the NBA, but I'm not crazy tapped in. But just from a fan standpoint, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get how he keeps getting jobs. Yeah, he won a championship, but after that, it's just like
nothing. It's been, 10 years?
And he's just been losing series and losing leads in series. And it's just like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
How come he keeps getting opportunities and a guy like that people keep speaking up? Well, I can probably guess, but a guy that people keep speaking up for, and Mark Jackson has never got another opportunity. So, but I'm really confused by the whole Doc Rivers situation.
Yeah.
And you even had JJ Redick, who coached him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was the first guy to really speak up about it, I think.
Right.
Because it seemed like everyone else was defending him.
And it was weird. Like, it's weird that he feels like that. And I was like, he played under Doc Rivers. And now everybody's on watch now. Like, what is Doc going to do? It's championship or bust. You got Dame Lillard and Giannis, so now you got to make it shake. You know what I mean?
he better make it at least to the finals this year, I'd say.
If you don't make it to the finals, it's over.
Yeah, because Sixers are injured, so they're done, right? And
It's all right.
out. And they lost Pat Bev. What do you think of that Pat Bev move?
To where'd he go? To Milwaukee?
Yeah.
For which side? Losing them or
Sixers.
gaining them?
Yeah, I guess. I was surprised the Sixers got rid of him.
I don't think. Well, with Embiid, he actually was playing really good.
That's
in
what I
my
mean.
opinion. Like some people take for granted like how good some of these NBA players are. Patrick Beverley averaged 40 in high school. And something that nobody can come close to saying that they did. A lot of people can say that. But he averaged 40 in high school, and he comes to the league, and he turns himself into a defensive player and a catch and shoot type of guy, and he's winning. Like, he's winning. So when they put him in there, like, they were good.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people pay attention because he's not going for 30 anymore like that. But you put him in a position to score, he can do that. But he's a leader.
Yeah.
And he changes environments. And so I think that it wasn't good that they got rid of him because I like seeing him with Embiid. Obviously, he's not flashy, but you need guys like that, like Pat Bev.
Yeah, Draymond Green always talks about the stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Because he does that.
Yeah.
He does all that stuff. And sometimes it does in terms of him getting a triple-double and whatnot. But his leadership doesn't show up on the stat book.
Yeah.
But you got like guys like Pat Bev and Draymond that does it very, very well. And I think it should be valued more.
Absolutely. Dev, it's been fun, man. Anything you want to close off with or promote? I know you just sold some sound-free basketballs.
Yeah, we have our silent basketballs. They're dropping in March, and they'll be out throughout the year. But, I'm really trying to focus on products that could, blow up in your home in terms of help you get better. And I'm more focused on kids and building an army of handles and shooters. So make sure to go to intheleab.tv to cop that silent ball.
Let's go. We'll link it below. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Appreciate it.